Hey guys, I know the lighting is poor, but we've got a baby coming. That looked like a front leg.
In a storm.
Yeah, the storm, the low pressure system. We had almost a tornado or a tornado hit right on our property this morning. And it's raining now. And I think with that low pressure, it's just caused her to go straight into labor. We put her in the lamb. She's not so happy about it. Best place for her. Yeah, it's okay. We'll have a baby. You got your liquor going. She's got her friends. Okay, let's have a baby. This will be the first sheep the first ewe this season that we've actually caught giving birth, so. Yeah, push it out. What do you think? We're gonna have a single or twins?
I'm gonna guess twins.
She had a single last year, but I think she's much bigger. And her udder is much bigger. I'm gonna guess one rambling.
I'm gonna guess 2, 1 ewe, I hope.
2? One you? I hope so too. Hey, sweet pea, it's okay. This is Harley's girl Lily's little sister. And she's bred to our California red ram, so we should have a red baby. We should. You can see the storm rolling through out there.
In normal colors?
Yeah.
Oh, Daddy, look at this.
Gonna lay down. She's a very vocal girl.
Sheep. Lambs coming everywhere.
You're eating my boot? Yeah, she's a good mommy. You got your liquor going? It's okay, Athena. It's okay. Got a baby out. I think it's a you.
It's a ewe. Yep, it's a ewe.
Yay, another ewe lamb. And I think it's red. It's hard to tell. We'll be able to tell for sure in the morning. Good job, Mommy. That's a big lammy. That's a big lammy. Good job.
I was right, a ewe.
Yes, you are. Now let's see if you were right about twins. That would make me super happy. Oh, that's a big lamb.
Didn't expect her to be that big.
Good morning, everybody. How's it going? We are mending a fence. We had some nasty storms go through yesterday, as many of you have since Friday, I think. And while we escaped serious damage with most things, it did take down one of our fences, just like the corner of it. And of course, the bamboo that I put up, yeah, it fell over. So I'm gonna have to mend that. But in order to put the horses out, I gotta fix this fence first. I hope everybody made it through these storms. I know there were casualties, quite a few of them, and I feel really bad about that. The weather's wild, man. I will tell you. Harley, can you grab the hand sledge, the fencing wire, and the pliers? I've grown up in Western Pennsylvania, and I remember my pap telling me stories about before I was born, the big tornado that came through. And it was like a story that people told because it happened so rarely that once it did happen, it was like news. And last May, we had the most tornadoes on record. So the weather is just really changing. And even though what we had yesterday was itty bitty in comparison to what you guys get out west, we're not made for this here. We might be more here on this farm, only because I always say when people call for 40 to 50 mile an hour winds on the news, that's like a normal day on this hill. We live on a bald hill, and we're still part of the Appalachian Mountains, just on the outskirts. And so living up here on this bald hill is just like gusts of wind constantly. But we're not set up for tornadoes. And I'm pretty sure one, probably just a tiny little one, but is big to us, just skipped right over our house yesterday because it took down this fence. It pulled down my son's gate on his trailer. And do you see this right here by the electric line? All this folded down stuff? That was standing upright previous to yesterday. So like it just kind of like hopped over the house, and there's a little path in the field next to us too there's just some laid down things. So nothing serious, but my neighbor's tree, there was a tree on his driveway. Just out of the ordinary for us. We're just, to the people that live in Tornado Alley, I give you mad credit because that's unnerving, at least. Anyways, I'm gonna get on to fixing this fence. You can see it just like pulled it down. So we're just gonna put some bracing up and rehammer these T-posts into the ground, and it should be fine. So we'll get back with you in a minute. All right, that project is done. And actually the fence is probably better than it was before. Let's talk about my mess. Those two chicken tractors I need to mend because I'm gonna put them down by the chicken run. I'm gonna put duckles in one of them and death layers in the other. Also, I'm dismantling what used to be a garden back here. We're just using it kind of like as an area to burn Jeff's cardboard boxes from like his water heaters and stuff. So it's not the pretty part of our property. Also, I have an old meat bird tractor that I need to burn in here. And all of these block came home from my gram. They are, ugh, there we go. They are gonna be used in a project in one of my gardens. So I'm gonna clean it up. The horses, they pay attention. They're not dummies. I think it's funny because in one of the shorts that I did, one of the reels, I had talking about the snow on their backs, and everybody, thought the video was great. There was a handful of people, and all the, I don't know, last I checked, there was like 50,000 views or something on that. There was maybe 10 people that got on me for having halters on when I turn my horses out. And to that I say, the wind's probably gonna be a racket here. Anyways, to that I say, if you have your horses at a boarding facility Or even if you have your horses at your property and maybe far in a pasture where you can't see them, or I don't know, you have a horse that's a bit wily or troublemaker or something like that. Sure, I see that. But for all the years that I've had horses, the majority of them have been turned out with halters on. Knock on wood, it's never been an issue. A horse can go out and try to kill itself in a completely empty pasture with no halter on whatsoever, and you could come out and they've impaled themselves with a T-post. Horses will find 99 ways to kill themselves. Yeah. So, ooh, the wind. So, my choice of leaving their halters on when they're literally in the pasture that is 10 feet from my window where I could see them all day, every day, and hear them through the house, that's just my choice. If you don't want to put halters on your horses, fine. One last note that I will leave on this as to one reason why I have halters on. I've had horses escape out of their pastures. It's easier to catch them. But the biggest one that I remember, the wind's making my eyes tear up. I have a scar on my leg that I will never forget this. But we turned the horses out and we had them in like the rotational grazing type of setup. And my gelding got spooked and he ran through the fence. And my leg got twisted in the fence wire. And if it wasn't for him having a halter on that we could like whoa, whoa, whoa and grab it, who knows what would have happened. I have a scar right below my knee where the fence wire went around. So there's cases for it, there's cases against it. Everybody's got to do what they feel right with. And last night after the storm, or actually kind of during the second storm, we got this lovely lady. She is so cute. She is so lazy. Isn't that right? She's a dark chocolate red with just a little wee white spot up on top of her head. And she was so lazy. Her labor was perfect. We were here, fortunately. The labor was perfect. And when she dropped out, literally, she was just so lazy. She didn't even want to start breathing. So I had to take a little piece of hay and stick it up the nostrils there to get her to sneeze and cough. To get her going, kind of rub her and stimulate her a little bit, even though Mom was licking the snot out of her. But she was just too lazy. And then, after she was breathing and we knew she was fine, we went up, came back down in like a half hour or so to see if she was up yet, and she was so lazy she couldn't figure out how to use her legs. I had to prop her up a little bit, and then she went to nursing. And she's been fine ever since. She's just such a laid-back lamb. She just couldn't be bothered to do, you know, life things, I suppose. Yeah. You're very cute. Yes, you are. Mom's doing well also. You hear that? No, you don't, because that's the sound of animals eating. That's like my favorite part of the morning is when it's silent and all you hear is chewing. Which is ironic because I really hate when, you know, like when people chew loudly. That drives me up a wall. That drives me up a wall. Like I could crawl out of my skin. However, I love to listen to the sound of my animals chewing. Is that weird? It's so satisfying just to see them happily chewing. Anyways, guys, as you could tell by our cheeks, they're rosy. It's quite chilly today, so we're gonna go up to the house and I'm going to make cottage cheese out of our spare goat's milk over on the Homestead Kitchen channel. So go check that out if you're interested in that. So yeah, that's about all I've got for today. I got the footage of the lamb being born on the forefront, and she's doing great, guys. So we have officially one more ewe. But what's crazy is it's almost time to start thinking about it all over again, because next month is gonna be a big sheep month. Next month I have to separate my breeding groups because right now I have all the ewes together, but I have two different breeding groups. This will be the first year I'm doing this. So I'll have, I think, 6 ewes to pull out, and I'm going to feed them a flush ration starting next month, which is just going to be like a higher protein so that hopefully we could get better ovulation. And then I have to shear and hoof trim all of them.
Shears work.
Yeah, well, I'll get new ones if not. They took a dip in a bucket of water last year, so. And then also, after the shearing and hoof trimming and separating and everything, we have weaning to do. We're weaning some of the lambs, so yeah. So it's gonna be a big sheep month next month because May we'll put in another breeding group. So the ones that we pull out and start giving the flush rations, they'll go in to be bred in May for fall babies. So it's really exciting. I love the routine, you know, that it gives us. You know, all these other things like fixing the fence are sprinkled in, but having a concrete plan and routine is key. Just like with the garden, I'm going to be seed starting some things in the house today. I have my peppers are already sprouted. Some of my medicinals, I'll probably resow some of those. But I have a lot of things to seed start. I've really reeled it back in this year with what I was planting. But now I have more garden beds. We finished putting together the garden beds yesterday while the weather was nice. And I actually have more garden beds, so that means I get to go back and plant more things.
Just don't plant 190 whatever tomato plants again.
I'm probably gonna plant 200 tomato plants. I don't know where I'm gonna put them. I'll figure it out. Anyways, guys, I hope you have a great day, and we will see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.